If we're not at a Disney park, we're dreaming about being there, and a cup of Joffrey's Coffee Disney Blend helps. But what about when you're at a Disney park? The Joffrey's Disney Kiosk and Restaurant Locator will make sure you never miss out. Whether it's a cool drink on a hot summer vacation or a great cup of coffee at a Disney signature restaurant, Joffrey's has you covered. Check it out at Joffreys.com.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas. To our new passengers, aloha and welcome aboard.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining us. This is episode 499. But more importantly, Bob, what show is this?
This is, we are starting HolidayThon 2017, Tim.
Yes,
we're fresh. We feel good.
Awesome.
I got some Joffrey's coffee. I'm drinking a little artifact, so
nice.
I'm ready to go. This is going to be our longest HolidayThon. Actually, this is 12 shows this time.
Stay well hydrated, my friend.
Yeah, just because of where Christmas fell this year, we felt obligated to continue with our Friday shows. So. But we're kicking this off a little. This is very exciting because we got a special guest to kick off HolidayThon 2017. Tim, please do the introductions.
Joining us from the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World and touringplans.com and a myriad of other life-saving businesses.
Absolutely.
Mr. Len Testa. Len, thanks for joining us for HolidayThon 2017.
Thanks, and congratulations on your HolidayThon, Tim. Hey, Bob, how's it going?
Good. Welcome aboard. Len, you're doing just about everything now. I think something you and Elon Musk are going to Mars or something. Who knows?
But I dabble.
Listen, we asked Len to come on because he's got some products that we're a couple of days away from Christmas, and
gifts.
These are fantastic gifts to give the Disney fan in your life. Let's kick off, Len, because you got this Disney Cruise Line giveaway you're doing. Tell us about that.
That's right. It's to celebrate the release of our 2018 Unofficial Guide to the Disney Cruise Line that I co-author with Aaron Foster, Laurel Stewart, and Richie Halfin. So new book is out for 2018. We went on all the new ships. We took a look at what the potential impact might be for Disney's Caribbean sailings based on the hurricanes. We looked at what's coming down the pike, and those are the updates that are in our new book. So we're pretty happy with it. So that's to celebrate that coming out.
Very good. So how does anybody get in on this giveaway? What do you got to do?
So on Twitter there's a URL to follow. You can follow it at Touring Plans or at Len Testa and take a look at the URL there and click on the link and register. There's a giveaway for a free copy of the book.
Excellent. Yeah, I should have clarified that. I said the cruise line giveaway. You're not giving away a cruise line. Not yet.
That would be really nice. Yeah. So you can. So anyway, find me on Twitter at Len Testa or at Touring Plans or the Unofficial Guides at Unofficial Guides, and you'll see the link there in our social media feeds.
Excellent. We'll make sure we have all of the links to this, right, Tim?
Thanks.
Oh, absolutely. We'll put them right in there.
Everything, yeah. So what's new with the Unofficial Guide to Walt Disney World in 2018? What do you got going on?
We did a couple of interesting things here. We for this year and then sort of going into 2019, we started trying to simplify the planning process for people because we know that that Disney Vacation is unique in that it requires so much more preparation than a typical vacation, right? I mean, you've got to worry about fast passes. You've got to worry about, where you're staying, where you're eating, and unlike other vacations, it's entirely possible for every restaurant in a theme park that you're going to be completely sold out. But it's very difficult for like every restaurant in New York to be sold out.
Right.
Yes.
So there's some challenges, that especially first timers aren't aware of when it comes to that. So we tried to simplify the planning process for Disney World as much as possible. Then we also tried to sort of explain to them what sort of physical and mental challenges they're going to face as they go along the way. So on the planning side, we tried to make the recommendations much more direct. So for example, Animal Kingdom Lodge, you guys have stayed there, right?
Yes.
Very highly rated hotel. But also this year we combined that hotel review with this nugget about the restaurants. The 3 restaurants, sit-down restaurants at the Animal Kingdom Lodges, so Boma, Jiko, and Sanaa, are 3 of the top 5 rated sit-down restaurants in Walt Disney World. So what we told people in the planning section was, look, if you're going to spend any time at all at your hotel, and your kids like animals, and it's within your budget, just book the Animal Kingdom Lodge, book some dinners at these restaurants, and then go on to the next step of your process, which is basically fast pass selection or making a touring plan, because it's a great hotel. People love it. People love the restaurants. The vast majority of people who go will be satisfied with those 2 things. And that's an instance where literally in 30 seconds you can make 2 decisions. Right. And then check those boxes and move on. So we did that for a couple of things, like, what's the best, value resort? Well, it's either going to be Art of Animation if you can afford it, or Pop Century, but don't stay at, the All Stars unless that's within your budget. And so we did the same thing for everything, basically trying to cut down the decision making into a couple of very simple questions.
That's awesome.
And
that's great. A lot of people just want to be told what to do.
Yeah, it's you can go back and forth with with dates and time of year and stuff like that. But the once you settle on the places and stuff like that, and then what's in your budget, those are the big things. The other interesting thing that we did was we tried to break down hotel recommendations by your total vacation budget. And that's where things get interesting. So if you said, for example, let's say you're a family and you've got 2 adults, 2 kids under age 10. We said, this is the kind of Disney vacation you can have at $500, $1,000, at $1,500, and at $2,000.
Oh wow!
And there we tried to illustrate the difference in trade-offs between staying at a value resort or a budget motel offsite versus staying deluxe. So, for example, it could be like, you can stay 3 nights at a value resort and have 3 days in the parks, or you can stay 1 night in a deluxe. And we showed the trade-offs there. And the reason why we picked those numbers is, if you look at the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, they do surveys that ask people how much they spend on vacation every year. So the median number the 80% number for most of the U.S. is under $2,000. So 80% of families in the United States spend less than $2,000 a year on vacation. That's where we came up with the numbers.
Oh, wow.
So we did it for different family sizes. So we did it for 2 adults. I think we did for 1 adult, 1 kid, then 2 adults, 1 kid, 2 adults, 2 kids, and so on, all the way through. And then at different levels, and then for different hotel options. You guys will not be surprised to hear that I built a spreadsheet that did most of this automatically. Not a surprise. That was good. The other interesting thing that we did, and I don't know if you guys and I talked about this the last time we were together, but we tried to quantify how hot you get in the parks.
Yes.
Have we told you? Yeah, that's insane. We got some thermometers and we walked around the Magic Kingdom. And here's what I didn't know when I started this. That when weather people report temperature, they do it based on the thermometer being in the shade, not in the sun.
Right.
I didn't realize that. And they don't take things like humidity into account. So if you think about what the temperature feels like, it includes things like wind chill. But obviously during summer in Disney, you want to take in heat, the direct sunlight, and the humidity. So for that, you have to take that into account. But it can feel like it's 120, 125, 130 degrees.
What?
In the sun. Yeah.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah. I did a blog post on this actually. It's very interesting. But if you take the heat index is basically the corollary to the wind chill, and the heat index for Disney, when you combine the temperature and the humidity in direct sunlight, is often above 120 degrees.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and that's an eye opener. And the reason for that is this. Also, the closer you get to the ground, the more heat you will feel radiating from the ground, and that's particularly important for kids in strollers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you're not used to the heat and you're wearing shorts, the heat's going to come up and essentially give you a rash below your knees. And
I never even thought about that, but yeah, the heat's going right up your shorts.
It's a phenomenon, yeah. So it's a thing. That was a surprise. And the reason we did that is not necessarily to shock people, although it does get attention, but it's to tell people what to prepare for. So in that case, the NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, says if you're in that kind of temperature for 20 minutes, you need to take 40 minutes to recover from it in the shade.
Wow.
And that's going to help people avoid the kind of exertion that gives them, heat stroke. You don't think that you're going to go to Disney in July and you're going to power through for 8 or 10 consecutive hours in the sun. It's just not going to happen. You could do real physical harm, to yourself and your kids by doing that. So by quantifying the temperatures, we try to tell people, be realistic about what you can expect to do and make sure you take plenty of time for breaks.
Wow,
that was super interesting.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I gotta ask, did you do that? Did you do the temperature thing for like Universal? Because I know every time I've gone over to Universal, I just seem, and maybe it's just because I like Disney a little bit better. So Universal just seems so hot to me.
Yeah, we haven't done it yet. The thing that we noticed is that there is, you'd be surprised, but there is a significant difference between different colors of asphalt.
Oh,
so Universal, where there is a lot of black because it's designed to look like city streets,
right?
It's going to be hotter than, let's say, Adventureland, which is at this point sort of a putty red, or Epcot, which is a lighter gray.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. So it definitely matters, and it matters, the farther you get into summer, because the ground has had a chance to absorb and retain heat much longer. So early June, it's going to heat up a little bit, and then it'll dissipate. But by the time you're in July, late July, the ground is pretty much saturated with heat, and there's not much that it's going to do to evaporate it overnight, because it's only cooling down to like 75, 78 at night anyway. So
right.
Yeah.
Right.
This minute of the Science Corner brought to you by.
Tim has always said that though about Disney Springs is all that brick and that just absorb all that heat.
Like a pizza.
Yeah, I know exactly. I know what a pizza oven feels like now.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so surprised. I mean, Disney Springs has got to be one of the surprise topics of the year. Number one, I know that they finished most of the stuff in 2016, but the restaurants there have been able to continue by and large with their high ratings that they started in 2016. Usually you see Disney sort of cutting corners, raising costs, cutting service to find the maximum profit for things, but a lot of those places have done really, really well, into 2017, and that's a testament to some of the places that they picked. They just did a really good job picking restaurants.
Oh yeah, they've got the incredible restaurants over there.
Yeah,
is it driven mostly by locals there? Is that why they have to keep the standards up so the locals keep coming back?
I think it's it's super competitive, but I think the thing that Disney's realized is that in the era of social media, they can't afford to have a place be bad for very long.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys might find this interesting, but one of the highest rated places in Disney Springs is the Joffrey's Coffee and Tea at the Landing.
Oh yeah,
excellent.
98% thumbs up.
Really?
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, hey, who doesn't love coffee? But even then, you could screw it up, right? It's
Right.
higher rated than some other places at coffee places at Disney Springs, and I'll leave it at that. But like Blaze Pizza, 97% satisfaction on almost 350 surveys this year.
Wow.
That's new. Emirates, 96% thumbs up on almost 200 surveys. That's some really, really good stuff. Earl of Sandwich, 93%. Not new, but Splitsville, 92% still. Those are phenomenal. Boathouse, 90%. Jock Lindsay's, 91%. Most of these are, very new places. Homecoming, 90%. All higher than average. You're talking about thousands of surveys at this point. The other thing is keeping the competition up. So Raglan Road's been consistently 91% literally since the day they opened, and they still are, and that's good. It's good for everyone.
That's difficult to maintain that with the competition, because a lot of places they feel that pressure and they're like, oh, we got to change something up, we got to make it different, and a lot of times that's that's the end for them, because they change it up too much, and then you go back in and you're like, this isn't what I remember.
And that's what I think happened at Portobello. Exactly that. They had some pressure from the boathouse when it opened. They tried to do too many things. Like, I think they got rid of the meatballs, which was basically their signature dish.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know what happened there. And then that was the beginning of the end. So expect to see something new there.
Wow.
But yeah, you've got to be really, really good to survive at that. You got to be really, really good, or you've got to have really deep pockets, or you've got to have a menu that is just so large that it appeals to everyone. So like Planet Hollywood, not a particularly good restaurant, does not get particularly high ratings, but the fact that it's got a 25-page menu that you can find something for everyone in, that's what keeps it afloat. But
right.
Yeah.
So what's the highest rated restaurant then at Disney Springs?
For counter service, for actual food, taking Joffrey's out of the mix, it's Blaze Pizza, 97% thumbs up.
Really? Excellent.
For dessert, it's Amaret's, 96%. For regular food, Wolfgang Puck Express Marketplace, 94%, followed by Earl of Sandwich, 93%. Those are basically ties. Sit Down, Splitsville, 92%. Those are all really... So Splitsville, Raglan Road, and the Boathouse and Homecoming are all basically way above average.
Right in there. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, phenomenal stuff. All really good.
Can't go wrong.
No, I would eat at all of those places.
Absolutely. Now I'm hungry.
Yeah, right?
Jeez. I know Tim and I had, we were over at Homecoming, and oh my gosh, it was just so good.
Yeah, our Smith's doing some good stuff there. The cocktails are good. What'd you guys have?
I had the chicken. Did we both have the chicken and donuts, Tim?
I had the donuts. I think you did too.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, the chicken is really, really good. I actually asked one of the servers one time how they got it all so crispy, because I think I've told you this. I've actually tried to do fried chicken at home, and I can't get that close. And they give me the line, like, well, the secret ingredient is love. Okay, but really, what is it? I think it's baking soda, but
Tabasco, a little bit of Tabasco. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but it's fantastic stuff. Yeah,
oh my gosh! Well, listen, we got to talk about that. Your the unofficial guides. Obviously, everybody knows about the unofficial guides. You can get that for your significant Disney fan in your life. But touring plans. What's going on with touring plans? Because you guys are. I mean. Here's the thing, and I know a lot of people are going to say, and this is my pitch, a lot of people are going to say, yeah, but we're not going to Disney next year. We're waiting till 2019. Yeah, but I got to tell you something. One of the most fun things that I was able to do, or am able to do, when I'm looking at my touring plans is, all last year, even though I wasn't there, I would go, I wonder what would happen if I wanted to be at the parks today. I know I'm in Ohio. I'm nowhere near the parks, but I just love being able to, kind of have that feeling that we all get at Disney. So you got to get touring plans. What do you guys got going new with the touring plans this year?
We just released, and we're doing this in phases, but we released a dining plan calculator. So one of the big questions that we get all the time, and you guys, I'm sure, have answered this 100 times on your podcast in the last 500 episodes, is the dining plan worth it to me? And that depends on so many factors, right? It depends on where you're staying, what the comparable discount would be without the dining plan, for like a room only, how many people you have in the room, where you're planning to eat, what you're planning to eat. I mean, it's a ton of things. So we started out with a dining plan calculator that first did something very, very simple. You guys know that we collect on the website menus from every restaurant, stand, kiosk, and cart in Walt Disney World, and we have the prices along with them. So we have like 19,000 menu items that Disney serves that we keep updated in terms of price on the site. It's one of the core things that we do. And so we started out with this dining plan calculator, and we said, look, let's just take the average cost of a quick service meal at the Magic Kingdom and at Epcot, at the parks and at the resorts. Let's take the average cost of a table service meal. Let's take the average cost of a snack. And let's just do some basic calculations for people, just to sort of like ballpark whether the dining plan makes sense or whether you should pay out of pocket. And that was phase one. We released that back in October. People really liked it. Then phase two was, all right, let's let you pick the restaurant that you're eating at, and we'll take the average cost of an entree at that restaurant, and then we'll do exactly the same thing. If the screen turns green, it means you'll save money on the dining plan. If the screen turns red, at the end of the calculations, it means that you will not save money on the dining plan. And we'll even tell you how much each option costs.
Wow.
Yeah. So phase three, the next thing that we're doing in January, will be letting you pick the individual components of your meal. So let's say you want to eat the grouper at one restaurant and the New York strip at another. You'll be able to select the thing that you want to eat from the menu, and then we'll tell you whether it still makes sense. So we're going more levels of granularity with each release, and along the way we're trying to figure out like at what point is it just too much detail for people to process. Like, does anyone really want to answer all these questions? Based on our users, I would say a lot of them do, but our users might not be a representative sample of people in general. So so we're gradually adding more detail to it. I think in most cases that I've seen, it's basically break even, but it's a very useful tool. So you'll be able to pick the exact items that you want to eat. We'll tell you whether it makes sense down to the penny, or whether there are better options. And I think that's a good idea.
That is fantastic. It's such a great tool, and especially now with Toy Story Land coming in 2018. How are you guys going to factor that all in?
So we already built the models for it, and we started talking about it in the 2018 edition of the Unofficial Guide. So we had to have something already ready when it went to print. The good news is that we had planned for about a year in advance on what we thought was going to happen. So we know there are two rides, Alien Saucer Swirl, and Slinky Dog Dash. We have a general idea of what the capacity of those rides are going to be. We know approximately how popular it is based on what we saw at Animal Kingdom with Pandora. We put that into our models, and we came up with touring plans based on that. It's not going to surprise anyone to know that you should go there first thing in the morning. Because long lines are going to develop. I think the big thing for us was like which rides are going to have Fast Pass, how much capacity they can allocate to Fast Pass. So we made some assumptions there. The big problem that I see at the studios is there aren't that many kid-friendly things to do. So one of the reasons why Toy Story is so popular
Really?
is that you're not going to bring kids on small children on Tower of Terror, Rock and Roller Coaster, or Star Tours.
Right.
So you'll see families, flood to Slinky Dog Dash and Alien Saucer Swirl very early, and then go to Toy Story Mania. That's what we're predicting.
Right. Now, I know this is even further down, but like Star Wars Land, how's that gonna
Already modeling it, yeah.
Are you?
Get in line now. So so if you've got kids and you want to go see Star Wars Land, this is my advice. Tell your spouse to make sure that the kids get into a good college, and then go get in line now. That's what you make sure the kids go somewhere good.
Yeah.
And then get in line, because that's it's gonna be insane. We've seen the aerial footage of the construction around the studios, and they're basically doubling the size of the parking lot. I don't know where those people are going to go. Like, I don't know how you can fit twice as many people in the studios. It just sounds like it's going to be miserable. But but they're anticipating just massive we'll and I think that they're going to get it, at least initially. I think the stuff that we see at Pandora with 5-hour waits, that's going to be we'll look back at that and say those were the good old days. The summer when it opens, we're anticipating like June, July, opening 2019. It's gonna take you 8 hours to get into that land, not even to ride. It's gonna, there'll be a line to get it. There'll be a line to get to the park. There'll be a line to get in the land. There'll be a line to get in the rides. It'll be just like, when Potter opened up at Universal.
Oh, at Universal, right.
But we did find some interesting things out in. So we haven't talked since I did the patent search, have we?
No.
All right. So this is interesting. We're trying to figure out like what sort of technology the Disney is going to have in Star Wars Land. And so I went out and did a patent search last month to see what Disney had been filing lately. Not got approved, but they've got to put stuff in now as they invent things, and then 2 years from now it gets approved by the patent office. So they've done a couple of interesting things. One is you guys know that there's going to be a Millennium Falcon ride, right?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you know what the other ride is?
I don't think so.
It's an escape ride. So the code name is Alcatraz, and from what we understand, based on what we've seen in the concept art, you're going to have to escape the Death Star. So there's this idea that one of the rides is going to be sort of an escape ride, and in order to do that, escape from the Death Star, they've got to give you tools to do that. One of the things that they patented, that they've got a patent on, is this thing called tracked automultiscopic 3D tabletop display, which doesn't sound like anything to me in terms of words, but the visual on it is it's basically remember the hologram chess board on the Millennium Falcon?
Yeah.
They want to do something like that. And the thing that I love about the patent drawing that Disney filed is they've basically got instead of characters from Star Wars, they've got the Expedia gnome as the hologram thing on their little drawing. That's hysterical. But you can see how they're going to do it. So you get into this ride, you've got to get off the Death Star. In your briefing room, they're going to display a model that is the bottom half is a physical model of the Death Star. And it looks like the top half is going to be a 3D hologram of the Death Star that shows you your route out, like how you have to escape the Death Star. And there are actually a couple of instances in the concept art that Disney released where they show things like that. But yeah, so that's super
incredible.
Yeah. The other interesting thing in this, Disney's filing these patents like once a week. Basically, they're trying to build droids that navigate themselves through a park and through the hotel.
Right.
And there are a couple of different techniques that the patent describes. One is pretty interesting. They're going to essentially have the robot follow a human and learn how the human navigates the room with these obstacles. And that's exactly how like Google and Uber and other companies and Waymo are training cars to drive. They're basically taking video of what a human driver looks like when they drive, and they're feeding it to computers and saying, okay, do this. This is good. And Disney's looking to do the same technique with robots.
Oh my gosh.
I will be shocked if we do not have self-navigating robots in both Galaxy's Edge and in the Star Wars Hotel. Like if they don't have that, something went wrong somewhere. Probably lawyers, but something went wrong.
Probably.
It's going to happen.
Right.
But think about that. Imagine you're on the escape ride. They give you a lightsaber. You fight your way out with the lightsaber. At the end, you're going to go through a gift shop, and they're going to sell you a lightsaber. Who's not going to buy the lightsaber?
Exactly.
What? Yeah. I mean, it's basically the Harry Potter wand, but a lightsaber. And then with the robots, Star Wars is droids, man. Droids are an integral part of the entire story. You've got to have the droids, and they've got to be mobile. I don't think they're going to be humanoid like C-3PO, but R2-D2 like droids.
Right.
I definitely think that's going to happen. I would be very, very surprised.
A large Roomba.
The other one that I love, you've heard the rumor that Disney is going to give you a reputation and it'll follow you around Galaxy's Edge, right?
Right.
Yeah. This patent describes the technology for how they're going to do it. And you go on the rides. Let's say you go on Millennium Falcon. If you're the pilot and you crash, that's part of your reputation. If you do well, that's part of your reputation as well. When you interact with characters, they'll remember parts of that story. But here's how they're going to associate it with you when you go back to the hotel. So the text says, for instance, and this is how they're going to link up what you did in the park with your hotel stay. For instance, using stored interactions on a server indicates that the child has just enjoyed riding a spaceship roller coaster. Accordingly, a second system may display a video or an audio message, a custom presentation, to the user relating to his or her experience of riding the spaceship roller coaster. For instance, The hotel room television might display a video of a spaceship cartoon with a character saying, "Hi, Adam. I hope you enjoyed riding my spaceship today at the park. Let's now watch an episode of War of the Spaceships together." And the thing that I love is like, what could War of the Spaceships possibly be in the real world, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So is this all going to be Magic Band linked?
Well, they're doing two interesting things. One is Magic Band, but the other one is there's a series of patents that Disney has filed that tries to figure out who you are in relation to the group by the way that you're standing relative to everyone else in the group.
Oh my gosh.
So the question is like, okay, who in this group is the leader?
Right.
If you didn't have the magic bands, or let's say we all get together, right? Now we're friends in real life, but we're not friends on My Disney Experience, right? So Disney can't infer the relationship among us just by the fact that we're by My Disney Experience, because we're not linked. But if it uses cameras and sensors to figure out, these three guys have been walking around together, they're clearly friends. Let's figure out, which one of them might be the pilot in our Millennium Falcon scene, and then start acting accordingly. They're actually trying to do that. There's a lot of stuff that they're patenting around, trying to determine who's who in a group in their relationship. Tons of stuff around that. Yeah.
Wow.
If they can pull off half this stuff, it's going to be amazing.
Oh.
Right? It's just going to be phenomenal.
Without a doubt. Oh my gosh.
There's one more cool thing. They're going to try and figure out, and I think this is for waiting in line, because one of the things you're going to do when you're queuing up for Star Wars is you're going to wait 8 hours in line. Disney knows that you're going to spend a lot of that time on your phone, but they want to make sure that you're looking at Disney content on your phone. You're not looking at something else. So these games and rewards are a way of doing that. In this particular patent, they divide the line into two groups, Group A and Group B. And as a silly example, they say, okay, Group A sing the phrase "row, row, row your boat," and then Group B sings "gently down the stream." The idea is that you can do competitive things, you can do cooperative things, but everyone stays entertained in line. The thing that I love is on the next slide, where it says if you do well playing these games or activities, you could get an automatic fast pass to go straight to the front of the line.
Oh wow!
How about that?
Yeah. So let's say you're in line for Millennium Falcon ride. You're playing a Star Wars related game. You're staying on Disney's website. You do really well in the game. Boom! My Disney Experience gives you a fast pass to go to the front of the line. Can you imagine the guest satisfaction?
That
happens if you could do that. What?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Holy cow! They are so far ahead of what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
This is nuts.
Yeah, it's crazy. Again, like I said, if they can pull half of it off, it would be incredible. The thing that I like is that they're actually thinking about these things. Like it would never occur to me to let's go build a lightsaber.
Yeah,
but
right.
Let's go build a lightsaber, because it seems like the thing to do. The fact that they're thinking about it, and the fact that they've put a patent in, means they have at least some idea of how it would work.
How they're going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Very interesting. Holy cow! And again, getting back to Christmas, and you're looking for that last minute gift. This is why you got to have touring plans in the unofficial guide. You got to do this, because Len's so far ahead of the game on this stuff. He's looking so far down the road with these guys, and Disney is just some of the stuff that they're doing is incredible. The whole Pandora thing was just so. The Flight of the Banshee was just incredible.
They did really well with that. That's the thing that I liked about Pandora was it showed that Disney could compete with Harry Potter, with Universal, in doing an immersive environment and a top-notch ride. Flight of Passage is the highest-rated ride in any theme park in the United States, Disney or Universal. That's amazing when you consider how beloved some of those other attractions are. Mm-hmm. But Disney hit a home run with that. I think the one weakness in Pandora is that nobody really cared about the story that much. But with Star Wars, we're not going to have that problem.
Oh no!
So if they can apply, they're obviously going to have to up their game again. They're going to have to go, more immersive with bigger rides, and Pandora is basically the ante to get into Star Wars in terms of investment for Disney. But they can do it. It's collectively now, do they have the management will to make it everything that it can be.
Man, very exciting. It's an exciting time to be a Disney fan.
Yeah, between now and 2022, when we're getting, basically a couple new rides a year, I think it'll be a good time. We're seeing some really interesting stuff with Coronado Springs, with Caribbean Beach development. That's going to, with the Skyliner, that should be late 2018, early 2019. I mean, there's some really interesting things happening. There's a lot of investment happening. So,
Absolutely. So, folks, you got to get out there. You got to get touring plans, and you got to get the unofficial guides. All of them. You guys got, how many unofficial guides are out now?
We've got Walt Disney World, which is the big book. We've got a special version with kids. We've got one for Universal Orlando. We've got one for the Disney Cruise Line. We've got one for Disneyland, one for Las Vegas, one for Washington, D.C.
Better.
I think we have one for the Mall of America, too.
Yes, you do. I was going to say.
I haven't read that one yet, but I hear it's good.
Better than a Jelly of the Month Club subscription. I just got to say, make sure you get on that, because these are great gifts to give to anybody. And Len's been doing this for a long time. He's got it all down, and make your trip easier. Make it a better trip, so that when all of this stuff comes into play, you'll already know how to work the touring plans and all this stuff. Because I got to tell you, there's so much on the touring plans that I didn't even get to yet. Like the ebooks, you got the ebooks on the touring plans.
Yep.
That are free.
Hotel room views will tell you or show you the view you get from almost every room in Walt Disney World, and we'll tell you how to reserve that room, or we'll do it for you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, some interesting stuff.
So fantastic. And real quick, we want to find out so. Again, if Len's not busy enough, he has decided in his spare time. Do you even sleep? I don't think you sleep.
I gave up TV about 15 years ago.
There you go.
And I'm telling you, it makes a ton. I mean, I still watch like the occasional show. I'll watch a couple hours a week, but right. You'd be surprised what you can do when you don't just sit in front of the television every evening. You get a lot of work done.
Exactly. You got to tell us. About Glucose Path.
All right. So a couple years ago, I got an email from one of our users. His name's Brad. He's an endocrinologist in Cincinnati, or in Covington, Kentucky, just outside of Cincinnati. And he said this. The software that you're doing with touring plans looks at millions and millions of different ways to tour the park and finds the right one for you. Could you do the same thing with diabetes medication? And here's the problem. If you're a doctor and I'm a patient with type 2 diabetes and I go to you for treatment, there are 60 different medicines that you could choose from, and that number goes up every year. And you would typically prescribe 1 to 5 out of those 60 to me, depending on how severe my type 2 diabetes is. And I'll spare you guys the math, but there are 6 million different ways that you could choose 1 to 5 medicines out of 60. And no physician, and doctors are smart people, don't get me wrong, but nobody can go through 6 million combinations in their head. The other problem is that doctors typically don't know how much you would specifically pay for those drugs under your exact insurance plan, because every insurance plan is different with different prices and different coverage. So we wrote some software that did exactly that. It goes through all 6 million different combinations of type 2 diabetes medicines using your specific medical information. So whatever your age is, whatever your body mass index is, whatever your A1C level is, whatever your comorbidities are. It also takes your specific insurance plan into account, so we know how much you pay for it. And you can tell it things like, I can pay $200 a month, or I could pay $100 a month, or I could pay $50 a month. You tell it the budget, and it'll try and find a solution that gets your type 2 diabetes under control. So our goal is under 7 for your A1C at a price you can afford with your insurance plan. And it knows things about coupons, so it tells you when coupons make sense and when they don't. And so we wrote the software. And this year in October, we just finished up the first year of our clinical trial at St. Elizabeth Healthcare in Covington, Kentucky. And so patients who were in the study who followed our recommendation showed a lowering of about 1.5 points on their blood sugar after 90 days. If you followed some of the recommendations, it was like 0.9. And then if you didn't follow the recommendations, you basically stayed the same, which is not surprising. So this year we got through FDA clearance. We had finished up the first year of our successful clinical trial. We have a bunch of projects in the works for 2018. It's very interesting stuff. But yeah, so we're working on that.
That's fantastic.
Wow.
Congratulations on that, because,
Thanks,
you know, as much as we love Disney and, you know, it's fun, it's something that we love to do, but
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing stuff now that's going to save lives. So that's,
Yeah, we think
awesome.
we can. So, yeah, so like what I joke is like, you know, you knew me as a, you know, guidebook author and podcaster and, you know, general internet celebrity. But in my spare time, my real passion is solving chronic diseases for the U.S. healthcare system.
Yeah.
When I want to be insufferable, that's what I say. Oh, that's just this thing I do. Yeah. You know?
So Batman or Superman? Which one are you? Which one when you?
Yeah. It's funny.
Real quick, and then we're going to let you go. But favorite Christmas movie? Got to throw that out there since a couple of days away.
So it's either the Charlie Brown Christmas special or has anyone said Die Hard yet?
It is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. But I'll go with the Charlie Brown Christmas special.
Excellent. Nothing better than the classic. So, listen, everybody, you got to get out there. You got to get touring plans, and it's easy because now you can just do it, you know, right from your computer. You don't have to run out to the store. You should go out to the store and get the unofficial guides because they're fantastic. And Len, we can't thank you enough for coming on, giving us the great insight to what's going on at Star Wars Land. We really appreciate it.
Thanks, Bob. I appreciate it. Hey, Tim, thanks for having me on too.
Oh, Len, thank you very much. Thanks for joining us.
So, HolidayThon continues.
That's right. This is just the beginning.
Good luck, guys.
Thanks, Len.
Thanks. Yeah, we're carving up and being well hydrated.
Oh, my goodness. Tim, that's all I've got for Len.
Oh, everybody. Len, thank you very much. I'm Tim Scott. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, the website, ResortLoop.com. And if you're thinking of going anywhere, look us up over at ResortLoopTravel.com.
Like us on Facebook, rate us on iTunes, subscribe to the show, subscribe to The Disney Dish with Len and Jim Hill. And,
great show.
Great show. And what else should folks do, Tim?
Everyone, please go out there and share the gateway to the magic.
See you, everybody.
Vacation memories will stay with you and your family for a lifetime. The Resort Loop Travel Group was created with this in mind. Our fee-free services will relieve you of the stress and confusion of finding and booking the best vacation at the best price. After booking, we will continue to monitor for ways to save you even more on your vacation. We will check for any upcoming packages and discounts to save you as many vacation dollars as possible. Resort Loop Travel Group, gateway to your magical vacation memories. Get a quote, or for more information, visit ResortLoopTravelGroup.com.